Greetings, it is I, Herbert, ready to build a Schwimmwagen. It's a wagon that schwimms. Well, that's very white. You can see the imperfections in my green screen. Tried to put it up, but it fell on the floor. Oh well. Got a box of stuff here. We're gonna need these sprues. Because the first step, I think, was wheels. Keep out of reach of small children. Children must not be allowed to suck any part or pull vinyl bag over their heads. But if you're an adult, that's okay. Must not be allowed to suck any part. Good to know. I wasn't going to let any children near any of these parts. And now I'm feeling justified in doing that. Yes, the first step is wheels. I remembered accurately. That's something new. I'm a bit uncomfortable with it. This should be easy. The parts are pretty nice looking. I shouldn't need to do too much cleanup. I'm hoping, though it doesn't really matter, to get this done in maybe 2 streams. But probably more like 3. As always, we've got the epic sprue clipping music. Because clipping sprues is epic. Anyone that disagrees is lying. Okay, we do also need the tires. A little drugs baggie full of tires. First one's free. Of course, I didn't finish clipping the bits out. Just wanted to make the joke about drugs. Hello, Herbert. Wet boy Erpaderp. I've never been called that before, but I guess it's not really fitting. I'm pretty dry. How are you doing, Trakan? I'm doing all right. I get to see some of your countrymen tonight. Blind Guardian. Assuming nothing goes wrong in the next, I don't know, 12 hours. I've not woken up sick, so that's a good start. one little ring thing. Ah. Hope they find the way and don't have to trust a blind guardian. I see what you did there. This part feels a little bit delicate, so I'm being extra careful with it. I don't want to break the first bit of the model. That would be uncharacteristic. Un-Herbert Erpaderp-like. Oh, I think I nipped a bit too much out of that one. Hey there, big boy, how you doing? I'm not sure what the little exclamation mark icon means in the instructions. Be careful. That's what it means. I will be careful when putting these wheels together. I don't know what's especially dangerous about that I'd need a caution. But I'll take it. I'll heed it. I'll try not to hurt myself. Have to leave for a while. We'll be back. I hope to see you soon, Trekan. I hope you're leaving to eat sauerkraut and be merry. I enjoyed that song. It didn't seem at all suitable to what I was doing. Okay, now we do what is apparently quite dangerous. No injuries so far. Would like it to come apart though, so I can almost lose the part. I'm assuming gluing that's fine. It doesn't need super glue because it's bonding the two plastic halves together. camera. Be ye in focus? Not quite. There we go. The carpet monster might need feeding. Be careful. Carpet monster will not be fed. Not deliberately. I think it knows that. Is there a particular way around these should go? There's no markings. Let's see if that holds together. I'm sure it will. Otherwise, I don't know, piss and moan about it. Or use super glue. As long as it looks good from the outside, I think is what matters. We shouldn't need to video all 4 being assembled. Believe it or not, I do try to make my videos not so tedious. Get bonded, nerd. Just checking each one to see if there's a better side. I don't think there really is on most of them. One had a slight discoloration. Probably not even noticeable. We have 4 wheels. Maybe I'll show what 4 wheels looks like for those who don't know how to count to 4. Put those aside now. We get to build suspension units, I guess you would call them. And it looks kind of complex. Going to need mostly D sprues. But we need A5s as well. One for another set, and one for the one that I'm currently going to build. This may take longer than I'd expected. Give to me a D sprue. The D. Well, that's a nice thin bit. Please to not break. Please, sir. Remain intact. $54, $55. It doesn't look like it's different, but it could be. This is 35th scale. From Das Werk. And D27. Bit hard to see where this part ends and the sprue begins, but I think I'm doing it right. Do not fly away. Did I even cut it properly? Yes. I was just so worried about it flying away. Oh, what A parts I missed. This music is too jolly. Okay. That goes with that apparently later. Excuse me. There's also more parts that I need. Especially after you put the body on the table. That could be interpreted incorrectly. They mean the body of the vehicle, not the dead body. Okay. Time to clean up my mess. I don't know how much cleanup this actually needs because it is like the insides, but you never know. That's probably fine. Let's see if it slots into the hole. It's a bit hard to see if it's meant to go this way or the other. But now that I try to put it in, it's not possible to put it in the other way. That's handy. And it seems to sit together under its own power. Or under the power of friction, rather. It's hard to tell, as most things are, if I've got a bit of extra plastic on the end of this or not. I'm going to assume that I in fact do. Actually, maybe not. I'll leave it on. In fact, I think I might have cut too much off of it already. That would be a shame. Wherever it came from. There was another one next to it. No. I am wrong about thinking there was something else. I believe this has been asked before, but have you thought about giving a go at a gunpla kit? Maybe one of the weird ones that don't look too anime-like. I have, but not really that into them, because I'm not that into anime, believe it or not, so I don't really feel like going and buying one. But maybe one day. I think I would prefer to finish building all of the Bandai Star Wars kits and things like that first. These are nubbins, and thus can be cut off without cutting myself. A better tool would have been clippers. Okay, I think the way to do this might be to glue these bits, then clean these up and glue them on. What have you been told about thinking, Herbert? Don't do it. Okay. Have the glue ready. It's important to have the glue ready. And show that it cannot be put in the wrong way. Looks like this one could be put in upside down, and they've got the instructions so that it doesn't have a good side-on view, I guess you would say. You aren't just going to sit there, are you? You need glue. Ugh. That looks like what they want, and then if I could hold it. That seems to go into that little hole there. It is significantly more fiddly than I was counting on. And it's kind of hard to know if it's sitting at the right angle, because it does connect to other things. When Herbert has finally built every model kit ever made in a million years' time, he may try a gunpla kit. Pretty much. Okay, that goes in there. Thankfully, the D-shaped king shows us the way. I think that should sit on top. I don't want to push too hard on that. Hasn't gone in properly at the other end. Man. Come on, go together. It's very small and delicate, so applying any pressure is difficult. Fucking piss. That didn't really work how I wanted it to. Now it looks all shitty and messy, but it should be hidden, so it's fine. Any lumpy, shitty-looking cementy bits are bound to just look like grease. It looks like that's meant to contact it like that. How precise it needs to be, I could not tell you. But it's not precise. Can't tell if it's straight. That is going to need time to bond. Hopefully it's at the correct angle and everything. Can't really tell by looking at the instructions, which is frustrating. It looks like it should be fine. I mean, it's just the wheel suspension, not a big major component. Nobody will notice if it's all wibbly wobbly. Gotta clean up these upper bits.
Stain on the grain of the timber, obscured in the trees and the towns. There's a sinister scent on the wind. Time's gonna come around. The red sun is going down. There's a devil inside of us all now. There's a giant to bring to the ground. He's taking us out when it falls. Our time's gonna come around. The red sun is going down, and there's a price to pay for all
That looks neat enough.
done.
Therefore it is.
Turn my eyes away and watch the setting sun.
That's a bit of keying on there. I guess. Well, there's even more bits. I don't know why, but the order of stuff is a bit different to what I thought. Hey, Combat Pug, the Ravel Big Boy. That was not a bad kit. I think I'm doing a little different to what the instructions want, which is what Herberts do. I think I'm going to leave that joining the tire bit till much later, when it's all bonded together. Okay. Looks like before this goes on there, we need extra doodatery. But I will stick the little spring bit on top of it. This should be easy, and it should give it time to bond and not come apart. think I cleaned the top of the keying up enough. I'm pretty sure that's meant to be a spring, but it sort of bends a bit, which seems dangerous. But what would I know? Very little. Okay, we need the D sprue again. Part D69! Ha ha ha! Settle down, Herbert. Don't cause a sprue avalanche. I might as well get the other parts as well. Don't know where to put that. On the keyboard where it's likely to slide off. Okay, so that goes in there, up that way. Then that joins onto there somehow. On that end, we need this before it looks like it's going to go together properly. So that goes next. Can I pick this up without knocking anything loose? Find out. Trouble is there's nowhere to get a good grip. And when you're trying to hold bits of a model, you want a good grip. That nearly went flying. We're not feeding the carpet monster today. I'm concerned that this little bit protrudes too far out and doesn't go into the side bit. I think that'll work. What we need is glue, instead of trying to dry fit something that doesn't have any little nubbins. And I guess we have to hope, and if I were a praying man, pray that that will keep together. Pretty sure this needs to be trimmed back. It's really difficult to apply enough force to get it to go into the slot. Trim that back. This is a lot more fiddly than I was really expecting. Maybe I need a more solid set of tweezers. Not helping. I hold that by the wheel rotor, I guess. It'll probably break. This is starting to get annoying. Really annoying. All I want to do is put the part into the little slot. Does it fit the slot? Sure does. Not from the other side, though. I think that might be it. It looks a bit wonky, but it's not. It's not wonky. I swear. Not 100% sure how that's meant to interact. But it looks, according to this diagram, mostly right. This should be more level. There's still more little bits to add. That's fun. But I've got bits that need cleaning up, so that's time to let it bond. Oh man. There's another 4 of these. I think. Hopefully, maybe the rear assembly isn't so bad. No, but it looks... looks almost as tricky. This is gonna take all week. Time is almost been at this for an hour already. Well, I guess that's what the stream is for. Gluing bits of model together. Poor Herbert going insane. More insane. In the membrane. It's not really that bad. It is kind of annoying when bits won't go together, but I don't really mind working on fiddly stuff. It can be rewarding, as the kids say. Not sure that link is worth cleaning up. Let's see. Let's see if it just drops right into place. Wouldn't that be amazing? You've really lost it now, Herbert. I don't know how well you can see it on the overhead, but it is a mite fiddly. Okay, and this goes on this way. Yes? Yes. Maybe. Where's it meant to touch the other end? On there, I think. Of course it's not going to just drop into place. That will be significantly too easy. I think that's about as good as that's going to get. Not particularly attractive. And hopefully, it's not sitting too high. That part just clipped into place, and I think that's correct. The bottom might be sitting too low. Could be battle damaged. I'm gonna say that's fine. If it's not, I'll deal with it by being very, very angry. I think maybe I'll build the other one of those off stream. That is front left, I think. I'll just have to remember to come back and actually do it before next week. The other side is basically exactly the same, just different parts. Maybe this time, other than the actual wheel, I'll try to follow the instructions exactly. What a novel concept, Herbert. Bring me the D sprue. All of these parts are D parts. I can see that booklet flapping in the breeze. Don't like it. Okay, we got that. Whatever this bit is. I feel like this has potential to go flying. No food for carpet monsters. Not today, thank you kindly. Some parts are just really difficult to see where the part itself ends, because the sprue gate is just as wide as the part. I mean, it's probably difficult to make the sprue gate thinner because then it would be too thin, but it's still annoying. Damn it. The trouble is I don't know which order these are meant to go in. Do I build that first, then that and that? I don't suppose it really matters. Probably. Stay where I put you. You fuck. Petulant instructions are the worst instructions. Okay, that's gonna fit. Good and proper. There will be no complaints. I don't know if I just scraped off bits I need there. It doesn't look like it. I think that's neat enough. Be nice if the instructions would stop going. Now that I'm holding it, it won't, but going like that, that's very annoying. Okay, we hold this up this way. This goes on at some point. And there's a tab in the upper corner there that I would imagine is for guiding it. That works. Praise the glue god. That doesn't seem to work. Too much knob. Fucking stay on, you cunt. Not entirely sure if that is correctly fitting, but it is fitting as best I can get it. We're gonna have to just go with that, really. Otherwise we don't go. Wheel time over? Not even close. I've got this assembled. Very fiddly. You did that. It was you. I am now attempting a rear wheelie boy. Okay, that goes in there. That's easy. I think. I think it's easy. Could be difficult. That is the right way around. And this bit goes on there, but I'm going to leave that to bond so that it doesn't just flop about. Ah, a sauerkraut maker. That is what it is. That's how German vehicles moved. With sauerkraut makers on the ground. I think I need this sprue. Two springy looking boys. Keep them separated according to the instructions, or there'll be problems. And back to the D sprue. Hope that's the right place to cut that, because I can't undo it. D stands for, Danny was here. Yep. He can spell his own name. Yeah, that's probably enough bits to clean up and glue together. Boing. Don't get the parts mixed up, you stupid fuck. Any more bits? This bit, probably. And that bit over there. Could all do with a good clean up. Not that I think it would really make much of a difference if there was a tiny knob on the back of these, but it is a tiny knob, and therefore we remove it. I wonder if that needs to be removed in the center there. How do they interact with the wheels? Perfectly fine without going to the extra effort of scraping that out the back. Have you said that if these parts to fiddly one can always hide them in mud? Not yet. Actually, I said something like the, because the glue might make them look a little bit icky on the suspension gear. I did say that it could be, we could pretend that's grease. I mean, not pretend, I mean accurately represent grease. Clean that up? I must have. Okay. Almost lost a bit. I don't know what I did, but it went all the way over to near my keyboard. How rude. Could build a diorama of the swimmy boy swimming. You could. That would actually be really cool. That'd be a good way to have, like, to use, clear resin or whatever people do for underwater. I will think about doing something like that. And probably never do it, because incompetence and laziness. Come hither, glue. Don't drop it. Fool. Letting that bond didn't really give it all that much extra strength. But, you know what? Who cares? I care. You shit. that worked. No, not clear. Muddy waters, so you don't have to add all these parts. I wish I'd thought of that before gluing these fiddly parts together, damn it. This is your fault. One moment, I need to click on some things. Must be dangerous clicking because of this music. Okay, now to figure out how a little thing that I can't see in the next step goes on. It must go on the underside here. And isn't shown properly in the next bit. That ought to hold the little SOB. I think that's correct. Probably let that bond for a moment. While I get some more bits. You're feeling terribly ashamed. No sauerkraut for Trekan today. Rip. You gonna go hungry, son. Okay, A sprue, we need A15. And that looks like it's something that goes in before trying to put the bigger chunks on. And A11 and 12. They look very similar, so it's probably smart to keep them apart. Ever get a part stuck to the hair on your arm? Not so far. Plastic cement doesn't really bond hair. Need to be rid of the faintest little nubbin there. Fuck you. Okay. I can't actually see where this thin bit is meant to go into. So maybe it doesn't go on before the big parts. Maybe it's supposed to sit atop the springy boys. Maybe I'm missing something. That couldn't be. Trekan is here to learn smart things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're going to be disappointed. I'm going to put this on last. I feel like that's the proper choice. And I haven't yet glued this together. Which is going to be easy and not fiddly. I've done the smart thing and put the different springs on the different sides. Surely that's the smart thing that I can teach Trekan. I'm not disappointed. You don't know how dumb me. I don't believe that you are dumb. But if you want to learn, I can teach you. Okay, that's good, but I can't maneuver it without risking shunting it out of place. I think the best way to build this kit is probably going to be with a lot of brakes. At least the running gear. You feckin' shite. Can you just pop into place? Is that so hard? Probably. Can't quite tell if I've got them actually in the keying, because it's so shallow. I don't think that I do. For fuck's sake. Should possibly be able to maneuver them a bit once it's on. My gaming skills have improved since watching you play video games. When I play, I ask myself, what would Herbert do? And I do the opposite. You have become very wise. I may have done this incorrectly, believe it or not. There's no way to tell from looking at the instructions which slot they want you to put this part in. Fucking obnoxious. I guess it goes above the axle. Seriously, it shows you like an angle like that. How would I know? I guess that's a mistake. What are we up to? Mistake number 44? What a fool. Fun fact, you think the suspension is fiddly, well, only about 200 vehicles of this were done, because it was so complicated. Now you know why. Well, I guess at least it wasn't only me that had difficulty with it. had better be the correct slot. Okay. Then probably this bit. And I guess that gives the linkage from there to there something to sit in. So that does make sense. The instructions weren't helpful, but I can see how it works now. Maybe the axle was meant to go after this bit. And now, I am very unconfident about getting these top bits in over the springs. Maybe it was not as difficult as I had assumed it would be. They're not properly in their mounting slots. Well, it isn't. There is only one. That's it. And we try for the other side. Or we drop it. Just drop the part, that's fine. Built in Mirage 5 by Battlefront. Well, build is a strong word. Resin and metal, 6 parts, including aftermarket bombs. You're painted as an Israeli Al Nesha. There's a copy of the Mirage 3.5 and look the same. Well, I look forward to seeing it. Can we have the same ease of assembly as the other side? Please? Australian man pleads with plastic. I think the rear wheels were slightly easier. Still very, very fiddly. Maybe now that I know what I'm doing on the front ones, it won't be so bad when I do the other one of those. Still got one little fiddly doodad. Piece of ass hattery. Just drop that. Easy. That's what you want to do. I thought that was meant to slot in, but it doesn't seem to want to. Oh, maybe because I was holding it around the wrong way. That'll do it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why can't you just stay where I put you? Is your home not good enough for you? Do you thirst for additional glue? Succulent glue knees meal? I think that might be the case. Fate of a nation. Oh yeah, I remember reading about IS-3s in plastic, and weren't they doing a mouse as well? I've already got at least 2 plastic mouses, maybe more, but I need more. Okay, we got 4 wheels and 2 suspension units built in an hour and a half. Hooray! That is far more fiddly and time-consuming than I had expected. Not that it's a bad thing necessarily. It means we're getting our money's worth from the kit. Let's see if there's anything I can zip together. Doesn't look like it. Do I dare put these assemblies onto the hull? Or do I wait until next time? I wonder also if it will be easier to put them on with the wheels, with the actual wheels on, or not. This isn't the bottom. The main concern is, if I glue them to the big part, will they become damaged when it sits on my desk for a week? A mouse and many other weird stuff. I like weird stuff and paper tanks. I like also when they upset people because there never was a real tank, so you can't have a model of it. Maybe a plastic tog too. That'd be cool. I'm going to at least clip this off. These nubbins aren't necessary, I hope. They don't appear in the instructions, so they go straight to Nubbin Hell, which is a place I made up, so you don't need to worry about it if you happen to be a nubbin. I can't tell if I'm taking too much off there. I could be. Sometimes Herbert does that. don't know their names, but the US and UK built the giant tank hunters having 4 tracks. T95, I think, is the was it US and UK that built that? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a T95. Either way, I hope they are not difficult to purchase, and I can do so without buying them from the Battlefront website. Unless they've changed their store at some point. Okay. What problems will I encounter trying to stick this on? And am I trying to put it on the wrong way? That looks like the rear. Let it go there. And would it be easier? I think these would just drop on, actually. It does look like it's going to be at a bit of an angle, though. Ugh. Maybe we can mitigate that somewhat by conjuring the way the wheel sticks onto the hub. That's not a straight wheel. I might be able to gently coerce that into being a bit more vertical. Here's some coercion liquid. I don't want to apply much pressure to that. I feel like that won't break off too easily if it's bumped on the desk, so I'm going to glue it on. Let's see if my predictions are accurate. Next week, find out if the suspension gear is damaged. Show that terrible angle. I think I will have to add the tire parts in a janky way. It probably won't look too bad, I hope. This one is a little more pressure requiring, and it's also sort of tilted in a bit, but not as bad. T95 is correct for the US. Tortoise is the British one. I remembered that. Lol. Surely you believe that. They call me Herbert the Rememberer. Let's try to bend that a bit more without destroying anything. My big fat fingers, it's gonna be difficult. That's about as vertical as that's getting. That's fine, I suppose. That's come undone from that bit, sorta. Possibly not enough glue. Hope that's not the probably good enough channel. It might be. It's fine. Stop playing with it, Herbert. You'll just make yourself angry. Okay, other than the wheels and a couple of related bits of doodadery, there's not much to do except for, you know, moving way forward in the instructions. And I don't wanna. I will build both of those other wheel assemblies off stream, so we'll be ready to go next week. Hopefully. I can't see any roadblocks to that. And I guess it's time for me to end stream. Hour and 44 minutes is average for me. I'm going to try, and I was thinking when I started this, I was like, I could probably do this in 2 streams, but it's definitely going to need 3, I think. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow being Tuesday, where I will play a video game of some sort. Don't forget to fill your stomach, that's what I'm going to do. Apparently there's something in my P.O. box, so I'm going to go and buy food as well. No video this week. No regular video. If you're a patron, next week's video will be up probably Thursday. Not going to do a raid. I'm just going to go away. But this is in the way of my buttons. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo!